Welcome back to Watching the Game. I'm your host, as always, Odeh. Finally joined by my two co-hosts. Yunis has renegotiated Yunis's contract and he's back. So round of applause for Yunis.
Yes, I'd like to thank my agent, Clutch Sports, for finalizing a deal with me, and with the Watching the Game team. Yeah, I'm proud to be back.
And of course, we have the guy that no one likes, Idrees.
You're mean.
Boo. Let's get right into it. No need to waste time today. Talk about the Lakers.
Oh my god.
Los Angeles Lakers, led by LeBron James and Anthony Davis, in the conference finals for the second time in 3 years, or no, second time in 4 years. Second time in 4 years. How do you feel, Idrees?
Oh, right to Idrees.
First of all, you got it wrong. It wasn't led by Anthony Davis and LeBron James. It was led by Anthony Davis and Lonnie Walker. Another chapter in the saving LeBron's legacy. He saved them in Game 4. He saved them in Game 6. What can I say?
He just always have these things. Like, Lonnie Walker didn't save anyone's legacy. Although I will say, if it wasn't for him, they don't win that game.
Well, they easily lose
he
Game 4.
contributed well off the bench, but you can't say he carried. Come on, Idrees. 15 points compared to 27. I think the King has the upper hand here.
I think the most frustrating thing about this series was that on one side, the supporting cast and the stars showed up, and on the other side, one star showed up, and very few other people showed up.
Let me think where I've seen this before. I can't quite put my finger on it. I'll get back to you on that.
That doesn't ring a bell?
Man, what can I say? Steph Curry, man, the greatest point guard of all time. I guess, yeah, we got a taste of, what LeBron felt in 2018. I understand, I full circle moment, I was hoping the full circle moment would be he came back from down 3-1 against LeBron, just like LeBron did to him, but it's okay. What we need to do is we need to talk about the bums on this team, aka Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson. Get those guys off the team.
I mean, come on, give Klay Thompson some respect. Bro just came.
Matter of fact, while we're at it, get Andrew Wiggins off the team too.
Wiggins is fine. Wiggins just plays his role.
Trade Wiggins back to the Cavs for Dean Wade in 3 seconds. That'll really restart this dynasty timeline, in my opinion.
No.
As an unbiased Cavs fan.
Game 6. This is what you call an NBA All-Star starter, Andrew Wiggins. 28 minutes and 6 points. What the heck is that stat line?
He was allegedly injured. Allegedly. We gotta give him
Bro's
that.
not beating the... He's not beating the fake injury allegation.
Wiggins and Draymond were not the issue. Draymond was good. Everyone talking crap about Draymond. I swear, Draymond was far from the issue on this team. He was literally... He shut down the 2 games that they won. But...
As a known Draymond hater, he was by far and away the second best player.
The problem was Klay deciding, I'm only going to show up in Game 2. He had 30 points in Game 2. He played well in Games 1 and 2. And then after that, 15 points, 9 points, 10 points, 8 points. What?
Yeah. Game 6, Klay. Tell him stop playing with that man.
But I think even worse was Poole. Poole plays well in Game 1. And then he has 6, 5, 0, 11, 7.
Oh, I want to ask you about. Did you have a problem with his shot Game 1?
Yes. Oh my god, I forgot about that. And then he was terrible in Game 1 too.
I was seeing people say this, not even like all things considered, to even get a clean look from three down in that
He's
situation
like
is a
10
good
feet
shot.
behind the line, and there's 10
But I'm like,
seconds.
yeah, the Lakers don't usually foul. You easily could have got a better shot.
Now,
And
here's
so
the thing
what
for
if
the
they
Warriors.
foul? So what if they foul? I swear, take your chances with that.
Just
Because
make your free throws.
LeBron, AD, dude, I'll take my chances with them missing a free throw or two.
Exactly.
Come
Now,
on.
here's the thing for the Warriors. I mean, the series is behind them now. They have to look into the future. I mean, Bob Myers is still debating whether or not he wants to return with Golden State. They're still stuck with Jordan Poole, who signed a 4-year extension this past summer for over $130 million. So
They gotta get
who do
rid
they
of
think
him.
why
Not
not?
gonna lie.
For Jaylen Brown?
No, Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole.
For Jordan Poole for Jaylen Brown, anyone?
Oh,
thanks,
you're
no.
saying Jordan Poole
No
for Jaylen
thanks.
Brown.
Did you guys
Heck
see
no.
that? Did you see that trade
Heck no.
Yes.
proposal?
Who said that?
Coward, bro.
Yeah, he's an idiot, bro.
You know, I'm calling it from now. Jaylen Brown and James Harden are both going to Houston with Ime Udoka.
Okay, wait.
That's not
We'll
happening.
get to that in a second. But okay, let's focusing on the Warriors. Yeah. So Draymond, I think he has a player option. He might opt out. He might not. I don't know yet. It's very hard to see because first of all, they won the championship last year, so it's not like this team has been like on the down, like trending way down. They just won a championship.
Makes
Steph
sense,
is what 35, some 36. Yeah. So
Yeah.
obviously, he probably has like 2 more really good years left, and then the championship window is closed.
I don't know though, bro. Like we've never seen this before. Dude, right now is literally better than he was in his unanimous MVP season.
No,
We've never seen anything like that, bro.
He's no way. No, 2016 Steph is still the best. I think like he was still amazing, but there's no way you can't beat 2016 Steph.
I mean, it's
He's
just
still up
way
there
he
though. Like
plays, the way he just moves and feels the game. It just feels like he improves each and every year. So I kind of agree with your argument, but at the same time, I look at Idris' argument and say yes, 2016 Steph is way better.
at this
It's
point,
just
Steph
the
might
feel
play.
he has for the game.
He's still
Steph might play
amazing.
till
I
he's
don't know.
50.
The average this year.
Steph might play till he's 50 though. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, Steph's 4 best seasons. You have 20. Okay, this season, 29 points per game, 49%, 42 from 3, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. 2021, the year they lost in the
That's
play-in. That was the year they
yeah.
lost in the play-in, but he was literally like that team was actually terrible, and he was just carrying
that
them.
team was awful.
Yeah.
32 points
That
per
was an
game,
awesome Steph year.
48%, 42 from 3, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Go down. Then you got the MVP, the 2 MVP years. 2016, 30 points per game, 50% from 3, 45% from 50% from overall, 45% from 3, which is crazy. 5 rebounds per game, 7 assists per game. And then the 1 MVP year before, 23.8 points per game. That has to be like one of the lower point per game MVPs ever besides like Steve Nash. 48%, 44 from 3, 4 rebounds per game, 8 assists per game. So, you know why I think Steph is the greatest point guard of all time? Because people like the argument for Magic Johnson is, he's a much better passer. And yeah, he's a better passer, but Steph Curry is no like slouch passing the ball. He's just like at his best shooting. Personally. But we're not here to talk about.
When you debate that too, you gotta factor in Steph's gravity too. What do they say? Steph's gravity assists.
Oh yeah, seriously, dude. The one in Game 6 where Clay was wide open at the top of the key, and LeBron could have at least run at him and contested it, and he instead just ran towards
And then he
Steph.
just went and denied Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
In terms of
that's also embarrassing for Clay.
yeah.
100%.
The other thing about the Warriors is that they're already like paying super into the luxury tax because that's just how they
They're
are.
gonna be one of the most expensive teams ever.
I mean, at least This is the one thing. They don't care about paying the luxury tax year in, year out. So I wish more owners
But
would like
now,
that.
but now, aren't they introducing more things with like
There is basically
more
so
penalties on teams?
yeah, so I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I remember reading one guy say like the short way of saying it is that the Warriors had reached like some basically if the rules were in place last offseason, they would have had to pay a higher fine. The only real effect would have been that they wouldn't have been able to sign DiVincenzo. So it's not like they would have lost like a big player, but they would have lost like a key bench contributor.
Uh, and then he would have been on the Cavs, and we would have won the championship.
You
Just
guys
our
have enough
luck, man.
guards, man.
He's not a guard. We would play him at the 3.
You play DiVincenzo at the 3?
Apology. If he's over 6'6", he can play at the 3.
DiVincenzo has a player
I don't,
option.
I don't think you
Also,
understand how dire our situation is at the wing.
so
I
here's the
mean,
situation.
I'd
All
be
right, go
fine
ahead.
taking DiVincenzo, bro.
Steph under contract for $52 million. Jesus.
Yeah,
Um,
Lee.
Clay, okay, but at least he's worth that. Clay is under contract for $43 million.
Too much.
It's too much.
You think, Yunis?
I mean, the funny thing is, he was fine in the regular season.
He really was. He was low-key, like, he was slowly coming back to form.
I don't know. And then Poole $27 million or $28 million. That is scary. Both Poole and Clay were both great in the regular season. When it came time to it in the postseason, they didn't show up. But the worst thing about Poole, especially, is that at least Clay is not making incredible mistakes defensively. Poole has at least 5 just completely stupid plays on defense every game. That's why I thought they should have just completely benched him. Draymond player option, Wiggins $24 million. Gary Payton $8 million. Kevon Looney $7.5 million. They should give Poole's money to Kevon Looney. That would be fair.
Or just sign another big.
Dude, Kevon Looney is good, but I don't know. He's just smaller for a center.
He moves weird.
And he moves slow, yeah.
Kuminga,
There's a beast on the boards.
Kuminga, Moses Moody, Dante DiVincenzo, player options. So, who's a free agent? Nobody really important. Nobody. I guess JaMychal Green, maybe. He didn't play that much, though.
No. I feel like they need to develop Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga a little more. They haven't been up to par.
So that's the problem, because Kuminga, like, at this point, they can't really wait for him. If they want to win one more, unless Kuminga, I mean, I feel like Kuminga has a lot of potential, but it seems like it's just not going to work out in the short time that they have. Moody, maybe. But they couldn't wait for Wiseman. They got rid of Wiseman. They might have to do the same.
I don't know. It's weird. Because wasn't Kuminga the one that was playing a lot in the regular season, and then all of a sudden Moody is the one that's playing in the playoffs?
Right.
Yeah, that's weird to me. I don't know, dude. They fumbled. They fumbled those 2 down years so hard. They could have had LaMelo freaking Ball. They could have had LaMelo, and then in the next year's draft, they could have had Franz. If they left with like Franz and Moody or Franz and Kuminga, they'd be in a much better spot. But I just don't see why they took the two biggest projects at the time in Moody and Kuminga.
Kuminga especially, yeah.
Yeah, especially Kuminga.
I still wouldn't give up on him. I would try one more year.
I would.
At this point, his value's probably not even that high, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Their value isn't that high, but it's just a tough spot. I would have just traded the picks, if I'm being honest.
In reality, they might try to trade They might try to trade Poole, but nobody's going to take him right now after that. So yeah, they're basically going to be the same team next year. I very much doubt there's actual big changes. Which is fine if they can just get more out of Kuminga and Moody. They would still be like right back in the Western contention. But if not, then they're going to be like a first round exit. And then we could actually say like the dynasty is over. But I'm not willing to say yet that it's over.
I wouldn't say it's over either. What is the avenue to get rid of Clay's contract? Is it expiring next year?
Clay's contract.
I'm not gonna lie. As long as they have Steph, they still strike fear into me. I still feel.
Yeah, he has only one more year.
No. Yeah, I don't know if I would even bring him back. I would prioritize Draymond over Clay at this point in both of their careers. I think Draymond does a lot more for you, your team, and especially Steph than Clay does.
And then moving on to the Lakers. Ugh, the Lakers.
Man's just gonna hate. Don't hate on the king.
I'm not hating on the king. I'm hating on the Lakers. Let's get that clear.
Lake Show. Lake Show.
I'm gonna say this. I cannot believe that trade happened. That's got them basically everything they need. First of all, the Hachimura trade.
Hey, there's a reason that the Wizards GM is fired, man.
I don't understand how there were the Bucks really traded 5 second-round picks for Jay Crowder when they could have gotten Hachimura for 3. Really?
They didn't have a guy like Kendrick Nunn that really moves the needle.
They wanted experience.
Oh my God!
Crowder played.
They wanted experience, yes.
And then the big trade.
Crowder didn't even play.
And the blockbuster where they got Russell, they got Vanderbilt, they got Beasley for Westbrook. I get Westbrook wasn't expiring, but still, and only one first round pick, top 4 protected anyway, so they still will get a blue chip player.
And it turns into seconds. It turns into seconds if it doesn't convey.
Dude, everyone was telling me like, oh yeah, Danny Ainge is gonna hold out. He's gonna force them to give up 2 firsts. Blah blah blah. By the way, they did offer the 2 firsts for Kyrie, so that would have been very funny to see if they actually went through. But they got basically the better deal anyway, because even if they got Kyrie, Kyrie, LeBron, and AD would be so fun, but the rest of their team would be complete garbage.
Not only that, they have a weapon in Mr. Austin Reeves. Bro popped off the last month of the season and has just been on fire ever since.
That's another thing. All these guys who weren't doing that good have suddenly started playing extremely well too. Okay, Walker out of nowhere having big games in the playoffs. Schroeder has been fine, but now he's actually playing a big role. Reeves has always been solid. And then Vanderbilt, Hachimura, D'Lo, just incredible depth. They probably have the deepest team in the league. Them or Boston. Actually, I forgot Denver. But
Boston's depth is
3 of the 4 remaining teams have the best depth in the league.
Boston depth is a little bit overrated.
And then Miami is just the weird team where the undrafted players randomly play amazing, even though they've sucked the whole year.
You guys think Eric Spoelstra can turn me into a beast?
Well, they were playing.
I can go.
This dude.
Only
never
Tim Boylan can do that album. Come on.
They were playing Hayward Highsmith.
Who is this guy?
Who is Hayward? With all due respect, who is Hayward Highsmith?
He's playing
What
big
college you go
minutes.
to?
I don't know. I've never heard of these guys. But yeah, I mean, it's just impressive. I cannot believe, like people are gonna say like, oh yeah, the trade was fair because they were trying to get rid of Conley, and Conley still has another year on his contract, super expensive. I'm just saying, like, I get Westbrook was an expiring contract, so he wasn't necessarily a negative asset, but one first and it's only protected for 1 year. That's just too much. Come on. At the bare minimum, the first should have become an unprotected first in 2028. How hard would that have been?
I'm sorry to cut you off and to go off topic again, but Hayward Highsmith wasn't even a D1 player. He played 4 years. He played
Yeah.
4 years at a Division II school called Wheeling Jesuit University. He wasn't even a D1 player, bro. How do they find these people? How?
This is not fair, man. This is not fair.
And Pat Riley's a wizard.
But yeah, now the Lakers. Okay. I don't think we'll get into picks a little bit later. I think I don't see them winning the next round, but it's just I won't be surprised at this point. Just because like everybody is contributing now. There is nobody on the Lakers that is playing badly who's getting legit minutes.
D'Lo.
Even him, he's fine. Like he's having like the occasional like stupid moments, but
He's like on and off.
that's what you expect from him. They don't
That is
need him
true,
to
yeah.
be great. They just need him to score enough. And he has been mostly. You know,
They're so good.
there's just one player that if they still had, though, I would definitely pick them to win it all. If they
Who's
still
that?
had Patrick Beverly, all right, this team would be
yeah.
unstoppable, all right.
You're
That
crazy.
is a
No,
false
because
start.
if they still had Patrick Beverly, he'd be salty that he's not getting playing time.
Hey man, the guy, if he was on the Bulls team from the start of the season, we would have been the 4th seed. Did you hear him?
How do you guys feel that you guys were the reason he's missed the playoffs for the first time in his career?
I mean, he joined us at a bad time.
Billy
He was
Donovan's
down
fault.
bad.
It was Billy Donovan's fault.
Really?
You know what? Since before we get to the next series, yeah, real quick about that play-in game. First of all, great comeback against Toronto, but the game against Miami, it's basically back and forth the first half, and then we take the lead in the third quarter, and we're up 7 points in the fourth quarter. Then Miami slowly is starting to come back. Kobe White hits back-to-back huge threes, and then he missed a floater, and Billy Donovan took him out. And then we literally scored like 4 points the rest of the game. And that's why we lost. I don't understand why. And then the next day, Kobe White was in the press conference, kind of like, yeah, I'm hoping to find a place next season where I'm like the starter. And I mean, he'll probably end up back on the Bulls, but it's just like, if he was mad, I wouldn't blame him, because why did you take out the only guy who was scoring late at that point? Just
Oh, that feels like an eternity ago.
It really was. It was a month ago. But we just blew that game. We could have been in the Eastern Conference Finals right now.
No, I can احلف you wouldn't, bro. I can احلف you wouldn't be, bro. I can احلف. I'm telling you, even if the same thing happened in that Bucks series where Giannis only plays 9 minutes, they're still wiping the floor with you guys. I promise you.
Yeah.
And DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine, they're not doing what Jimmy did, bro.
It's just sad when Monty Williams getting fired, Mike Budenholzer is getting fired, Nick Nurse is getting fired, and Billy Donovan still has a job. It just doesn't make sense. And Doc Rivers will probably get fired too. Let's talk about the Sixers. Let's go into the next series. Jeez, one of the biggest meltdowns I've seen.
Yeah.
I told you. Idrees. I know these things.
What in the world was that?
They could not fool me. I am familiar with their game.
Dude, I don't get it. I don't get what happened. I don't understand. This goes back to Game 6, where in the fourth quarter, Embiid shot once,
Oh my God, dude, that Game 6 collapse is gonna go down as one of the biggest travesties in Philadelphia history.
No, you know why this happened? Let me tell you why. This is the secret. Why in the world is PJ Tucker scoring 11 points in the first half when they win without him scoring 0 points?
So no one else was scoring. You had your MVP struggling to do anything.
And
That's the
Harden.
main reason why they fell down, man.
It's
And
so
Harden, dude.
unfortunate because I really wanted Harden to beat the allegations. He was close. Like, he was so good
He
in
was
game 1 and
so
4,
close.
and he was good in game 5. Like, he only had 17 points game 5, but he was really distributing well. Obviously, it was terrible games 2 and 3, but you were thinking, like, okay, he's done enough. It's finally happening. And then,
All he had to do was not have a stinker. All he had to do was not have a stinker. Oh my God, dude.
Also, I don't like how Shake Milton hasn't been in the rotation for them. He plays decent minutes in the regular season, then he just barely shows up in the postseason.
Honestly, yesterday I might have tried it, to be honest. The way they could not score, I would have tried it.
try putting in who?
Fake.
Wait, who?
Shake Milton.
Oh, Shake Milton. I was like,
I don't know what he. I don't know if he would have done a lot, but
you know what did confuse
had
me
to try
though?
something. Your season's on the line. You gotta try
You
something.
know what did confuse me? Why did House and McDaniels not play at all? They were pretty good in game 5, and then I didn't see them. I barely saw them yesterday.
Yeah, House played 6 minutes.
Doc Rivers masterclass.
Ugh, and like Maxey had the other thing about the Sixers is that they got so scared to attack the rim. This is what pissed me off about the Sixers and Warriors. Like, okay, I get it. AD is a great rim protector. I get it. Same with Al Horford, Robert Williams. That doesn't. They're not going to be able to block everything cleanly. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
This is just not how it is. Eventually, they'll follow you. You get to the rim. Like, eventually, just keep trying. Why are you getting so scared?
Get them to collapse. You can get a kick out. You can make the extra pass, a little dump off. But when you don't attack, you just put yourself at a disadvantage.
No, seriously, and it's just like, and you know what would have been funny? You know how Tucker started like 4 for 4 or something? Imagine if PJ Tucker had like the Draymond Game 7.
It looked like he was going to. That's the crazy thing too. It looked like he was going to. I don't even know if he took a shot after the first quarter or the first half rather. I don't know if he took a shot in the second half.
Who like? This is the thing. The Sixers had the good supporting cast and everything. I genuinely was like this team is good enough to win it all, and then
Yeah, man. Other than that, other than the Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler year, this was their best chance, and this was probably their best team since then too.
who knows?
Funny you mentioned Ben Simmons. Man roasted them on his IG story.
Who does he think he is? This is the guy who their best chance to make it to the second. I don't think this was their best chance to make it to even the freaking finals, dude. Their best chance is and always will be 2020-2021, where they were the 1 seed. They won 50 games in the 10-game shortened season, and they easily beat the Wizards, and all they had to do was beat the Hawks. All they had to do was beat the Hawks with home court advantage. And then they proceeded to lose game 1 at home, blow a 12-point lead in game 4 on the road, blow a 23-point lead in game 5, and then game 7 pass up a wide open dunk because Trae Young was under the rim. So no matter what, you know, I used to be a big Ben Simmons fan. I used to believe in this guy. I can't do it anymore. I've been like,
I still
done.
do. I'll never stop believing in you, Ben. I'll never stop believing. I don't care what he does.
Dude, I'll
always believe.
I thought
Yeah.
like I think officially when I gave up was when KD and Kyrie got traded this in February because he had the situation.
I was so disappointed in him this year, man. He's on the JJ Redick podcast talking about I'll take 30 shots if they need me to. Bro, take one shot. Like you're not taking any shots. How are you gonna say you'll take 30 and then just not take any? What are you doing? You have to have Kyrie yelling at you to shoot the ball. He's fucking the mentals, bro.
I think I went to when they played the Bulls in Chicago in January, and I don't know what his role is. Like he's just out there. In that game, he was 3 for 5. Okay, so he just shot 5 times. You know, 7 points, 9 rebounds, but he was not even like assisting the ball that well. Two assists. Like he had some really good assist games. His games are so weird. Like, look at this game. He had 13 assists, 9 rebounds, 0 points.
He might be cooked, man. He's just cooked in the mentals. That stuff is a lot to overcome.
It's so funny. Like going on Reddit, everyone was saying like during the Nets Sixers series, they were talking about how the Nets like they have some good pieces, but they really need like a lead guard who can distribute. And then they're all like, "Oh yeah, we have him. We just never see him."
Why didn't he play the second half of the season? Did they just not want to?
Injury, apparently. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I won't speculate one way or another.
He doesn't want to play with them. That's why.
But yeah, when it comes to the Sixers, it's just been choke after choke after choke. Like the post process has been so unfortunate. Like, okay, first year where they made the playoffs, they lost in 5 to Boston with Kyrie and Gordon Hayward both injured. That was pretty pathetic. I mean, only winning 1 game against that team. The year after that, I'm trying to think. I cannot remember. Hold up. So first post-process year, they lost to the Celtics in 5. Year after that, that was when they lost in 7 to the Raptors. So obviously that was unfortunate.
Is this the dagger?
And then they lost in the bubble. That year Simmons was injured. They got swept by Boston. That was like okay. And then
not being able to get a game off is crazy.
And then the ultimate choke against the Hawks. And then losing to Jimmy, and he's like Tobias Harris over me. And then this year, so they're cursed.
I think I'm giving it one more year, and then we gotta restart. Joel, you gotta go. That's what I did in my 2K rebuild.
I don't think Embiid is ever gonna get traded. He just seems like a guy who's gonna stay with the Sixers his whole career. Even
he can get his ass on. I'm not gonna lie. If I was the Sixers, he can get his ass on. Oh, I'm fine restarting. He's just too reliant on fouls to be successful in the postseason.
Literally just won MVP. What are you talking about?
I said in the postseason, he's too reliant on fouls to be successful in the postseason.
They just need
and he's fat.
No, think about it like this: once Horford retires in 2 years, he'll get to the conference.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Horford, Idrees, did you see my message yesterday?
Which one?
I said they need to investigate Al Horford's time with the 76ers. Bro, when he signed that contract, I promise you he had the biggest smirk on his face. He said, "I'm trolling, bro." He had to have been trolling. There's absolutely no way.
Think about it. He just needed to learn all of Embiid's weaknesses.
But he was already the Embiid stopper before that. That's why they gave him that bag. And then all of a sudden he goes on the Sixers. He's complete dog shit. Goes away for a year.
That
comes
team,
back to the Celtics.
Because that team had zero spacing whatsoever. I don't know whose idea that was, but they let Jimmy go. They let Redick go too, which was just as dumb. And then they tried to run a lineup with Simmons, Josh Richardson, who's like a 30% 3-point shooter, Tobias Harris, as your best 3-point shooter on the floor, which is
That's
atrocious.
unfortunate.
And then Horford and Embiid. Like, when I read about that team, they say, like, Horford and Embiid were both good when they weren't playing with each other on the floor. But, you know, they still had to share the floor because they were being paid so much and it just didn't work.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And look at the team this year. They had Harden who could hit threes. They had Maxey who could hit threes. Tobias Harris was like the third or fourth best 3-point shooter on the floor for the starting lineup.
That's what you need. Tobias can't be your best 3-point shooter.
Yeah, it's
Speaking of Tobias, I'm jealous. I'm envious of that man.
Sixers are gonna have a long off season. I don't know what they'll do. They're probably gonna run it back one more year, like you said. New coach. I don't think Doc will be back after that one, but you know.
I feel bad. Did you watch the RDC World video?
Yeah.
He's like the MVP. You should have let me know if you wasn't gonna hoop. I would have made a new game plan. I could have made it for Tyrese Maxey, or James, or Paul Reed.
Paul Reed's a dog, dude.
I mean, even if they lose Harden this year, they have Maxey and Embiid to build around. I'm not saying
Maxey's a dog, dude.
He's underrated for real.
Also, okay, about the Harden thing, I don't think the Rockets are actually gonna get James Harden and Jaylen Brown. I think this is a pipe dream.
No
that's
chance.
never gonna happen.
It was like the Knicks a few years ago. It was like KD, Kyrie, and Zion.
Oh man,
That's what Wemby, James Harden, and Jaylen Brown. In reality, they're about to get Asar Thompson, Dylan Brooks, and Zach Collins.
Wait, here's a good question actually. Just like maybe we can go into this like another time, but like really quick. Would the Knicks have been better off with that or what they have today?
Damn.
You gotta wait until like.
Damn, that's so tough.
I don't know because we saw what happened to Brooklyn, and we're seeing
Are we
that.
assuming like all the same stuff happens, like in terms of Zion's injuries, KD's
Zion's injury, yes. I don't know about okay, you can't really prevent the Zion injury and stuff. See, the rumor is that KD and Kyrie were gonna go to the Knicks, like originally, and then after KD got injured, Kyrie pushed for the Nets more, and then they ended up choosing the Nets. I don't know how true that is, but allegedly. I mean, you're seeing what, like, the prize free agent acquisition that season was Julius Randle, so I don't know. You know, Randall's had his ups and downs. They don't get Brunson if they get Kyrie and KD.
He doesn't show up in the postseason. That's the issue.
No.
I'd still rather have even with the injuries. I'd rather have Zion than RJ Barrett.
100%.
I
Speaking of Zion and RJ Barrett, Darius Garland best pick.
I think the one thing
I was against it.
I think the one thing that is the same though is I think they still hire Tibbs. Because I think Tibbs was like a finalist for the Nets job too. And then they hired Steve Nash for some reason.
I didn't know that. I can't believe it. But that was KD's decision, right?
I think so. Quick word about the Celtics before we go to the Knicks Heat series. Are the Celtics the favorites?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. They should be. So long as Jason Tatum decides not to troll, this thing could be over very quick.
Oh yeah, it could easily be a sweep if Philly's on their game.
Honestly, yeah, honestly. But the thing is, I said that about the Bucks, and I damn near said that about the Knicks too. So I don't know. The Heat, they have their black magic going for them. So I don't know.
So Miami is just Jimmy is doing his thing. Bam is coming through. I think Bam was their best player in the closeout game.
Ashamed to beat with handles.
It's just they're just hitting shots that I swear were not going in the regular season. Like, dude, we watched the Heat in the regular season. This team was so
they were not
outside
good.
Of Jimmy.
They were not good, dude. They couldn't shoot.
Bro, they
could not shoot.
They were
now,
5 minutes.
Sudden,
they were 5 minutes away from getting eliminated by the Bulls.
And now all of a sudden, all of them can shoot. You got Max Strus having a game, and then you got Gabe Vincent having a game, and then you have Caleb Martin mouthing Giannis in the corner to put that game away.
Kyle Lowry is having a renaissance too.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry resurgence. Like none of this could have been foreseen.
Just so frustrating.
You know,
And-
I heard a quote about Jack Harlow. So apparently Kyle Lowry was going for a loose ball. He dived into the stands and Jack Harlow.
No, don't even.
Eunice, you are wild. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
And he said, yeah. Well, you guys
What did he
know
say? It felt like clouds.
Anyway, it's the fluffiness that's leading that resurgence right now.
That's how I be, right, Idrees?
Okay. I just can't deal with Miami, man. This team has had way too much success. He's pissing me off. All right, like we get it. You won in 2006. You got
They're
LeBron
awesome,
and Bosh. You made the finals for 4 straight years. Take some time off. Don't be so good. And now they've made the Eastern Conference Finals.
They did take some time off. That's why they got Hero
Bro,
and
even
Adebayo.
those years, but even then, like those couple of years, they made the playoffs twice. They barely lost to the Raptors 1 year. Another year, I forgot what happened. They probably lost in the first round. And then it's like right after Wade's retirement, you thought like, okay,
Also
they're going
the
to be pretty
Sixers.
bad for a while, but yeah. And then Jimmy.
Well, then they pulled off.
That's the other thing.
Of all
The other
time.
thing that needs to be investigated is Dwayne Wade coming to the Bulls. I swear he was a sleeper agent planted by Pat Riley to recruit Jimmy Butler.
I seen a TikTok. I don't know if it was real, but he was saying like that Dwayne Wade was actually like encouraging him to go to Miami.
Dude, it wouldn't surprise me. That season with Wade, Rondo, and Butler is still one of the weirdest seasons ever.
He finessed the hell out of your guys' front office.
You know what's funny? He was actually so good in the playoffs that year. Him and Butler, and even Rondo for the 2 games. Like they legit carried. I think they combined for like 80 points one game, and Wade had like 2 triple doubles. Rondo had like 15 assists in a game, and then Rondo got injured, and then we all remember how bad the rest of the series was. But you know,
Yeah.
Playoff Rondo is real. I don't care what he says. Why are you over here reinstating the fantasy football league in the middle of the podcast, buddy?
wait, what?
The league reinstated.
Yeah, I got that email too.
Focus.
Sorry.
That's weird.
Jason Richardson. What was the trade? It was like Jason Richardson, like a 2nd round pick.
Josh Richardson.
Or Josh.
I mean, it was a sign and trade. People need to understand it's not like sign and trade. You're gonna take back like one player and one pick. You can barely get anything. That makes me confused as to how the Spurs got a 1st round pick from us for DeMar DeRozan. That's kind of bogus, low-key, when I think about it, but whatever.
Yeah, because you guys are retarded.
Shh.
Because AK got too thirsty. That man he doesn't know what he's doing.
Listen, when we win the lottery tomorrow, it'll all be worth it.
You're not winning the lottery.
Yunis, quit being a hater. It's gonna happen.
Yunis, the Bears got the 1st pick. The Blackhawks got the 1st pick. The Bulls are gonna get the 1st pick. It's just logic.
It's not how it works.
And then American professional sports will never beat the rigged allegations after that.
Okay, as for the Knicks, Jalen Brunson carried the Knicks even harder than Steph Curry carried the Warriors
I wouldn't go there
in Game 6. But my God, I think Randall and Barrett, I don't even know what to say to those. Like, I'm like a Knicks fan by proxy because
you're so weird. You're the only Bulls fan I know that remotely likes the Knicks
because they have all these former Bulls. Like they have Tibbs, they have Rose. Last year they had Gibson. Or for a couple years they had Gibson.
That's it. That's all.
But that's 3 Bulls. 3 of my favorite Bulls people of all time, dude.
He grew up with those guys. Come on.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
Okay, I'll be fair to Barrett. Barrett was like
Screw him. Screw him. He could drop dead tomorrow. I won't be phased.
Yo.
Game 1, he was great until the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, he started choking. He had 26 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. That's a great game. Game 2, 24 points. Pretty good. They won. Game 3, 14 points. Okay, he was bad. Game 4, 24 points. Okay, good again. Game 5, 26 points. Good again. Game 6, 11 points, 1 for 10 from the field. And he got benched late. So, yeah, that was pretty bad. Randall, let me think. Randall was much worse. Randall, okay, he missed the first game. 25 points in game 2, okay, that's good. 10 points game 3, terrible. 20 points game 4, decent. 24 points game 5, decent. 15 points game 6, yeesh. And 50 points on 3 of 15 shooting.
At least Barrett doesn't have expectations, as much expectations as Randall.
Oh yeah.
Barrett, he's so mid in the regular season. You're okay with whatever the hell he gives you. This man, Julius Randle, was on All NBA team. All NBA team, and he's folding that hard in the playoffs.
2 years in a row.
Yeah, he's not beating the playoff dropper allegations, I fear.
I mean, Brunson that game was just insane. Game 6. That was one of the best
I feel
games
bad
I've
for
seen.
Brunson.
This man played
The way it ended.
This man played 44, 48, 45 minutes to try and keep their season alive. You gotta give him props.
Oh, what was the stat? It was I think he had less than 5 turnovers the entire series, combined. And then he turned the ball over on that possession where they had the chance to tie it.
I was so unfortunate. He made the wrong dude. He had I think it was Barrett maybe. He had somebody at the top open. And I don't know if he just didn't trust him or something, but he waited too long and he made the pass into 5 players.
I would have took it myself if it was Barrett at the top of the key too.
But I mean, the Knicks, it's still good for the Knicks. Nobody thought they'd go this far.
Yeah, I think in no way, shape, or form is this a failure of a season. Obviously, it's disappointing the way it ended, but I don't think it should be regarded as a failure.
There's a couple things they need to do. First, they need Barrett to actually step up and be consistent. This is the 3rd overall pick from 2019. It's time for him to take the next step. We see Zion and Ja are all-stars,
Whoa, take Ja out of that.
Oh, okay.
Ja's an all-star too. Hey, listen, just because
We're not talking about the off-court issues. We're just talking about on the court.
Yes, on the court, Ja is better than both of them. I don't give a shit. And Darius Garland, also an all-star.
Garland's better.
Jaren Jackson, Defensive Player of the Year. Right? That was that year?
No,
that was the
Jaren Jackson was the year before.
Who was the fourth? DeAndre Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter is also inconsistent. But your point stands. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Even Kobe White.
Yeah, Kobe White. He was always fine before this year. This year is the year he actually became really good. But regardless, yeah, he needs to step up.
You better be on.
He needs to become he needs to become the 3rd guy in the big 3. Brunson. Mm-hmm. Brunson should have been an all-star. I don't think he was, but he should have been.
He wasn't, yeah.
Randall was all-NBA. I know as bad as he was occasionally in the playoffs, he was still an all-NBA player. Barrett is just not reaching that level yet.
I will say Brunson was an all-star caliber player, but there's only so many spots on the team.
Right. They have good bench players, good supporting cast. It needs to be a little better. The money, okay, Rose fell out of the rotation. He'll probably sign with some contender who needs a backup point guard this year. So they're gonna decline his team option. They'll save some money there. They can trade Fournier and a pick. They have a bunch of picks too, so they can package picks with Fournier to get someone else.
You think they'll try and make the big move this offseason? Or you think
no? I mean, you know what's funny? Stephen A. After the game saying they should trade for Lillard or Cat. How is that gonna work?
Yeah.
Please tell me.
What he
like
said, he said, if Deuce McBride can play with Jalen Brunson, so can Damian
Deuce
Lillard.
McBride is literally a defensive merchant. That's his whole freaking thing.
Yeah.
Brunson and Lillard is gonna be the most cooked backcourt in the league.
If Kawhi or PG become available, I think they explore the trade.
And
Oh,
Cat,
fuck it. Maybe they. Or
the
not
other thing,
Cat.
Cat, dude, like really, you're just asking for what? The same thing as Randall. Randall and Cat,
Literally the
they're
same.
not the exact same players, but you're gonna end up with the same issue.
His shot selection is a little better, at least. What if they get Joel Embiid?
Come on.
Bro, I think they can put together an offer that the Knicks can't refuse.
You can refuse.
Think about it. Think about it. Okay. In this situation, the 76ers are like, "Khalas, we're done, bro. We're sick of Joel Embiid. We want to reset." They can give Grimes, Fournier for contract, McBride, Toppin, and one other player. We'll say like Mitchell Robinson, just for the hell of it. And then they can give a million picks. They have so many picks.
No,
They
what the
give their
Knicks,
own and give the
what the Knicks should have done is in 2021. Okay, we can talk about butterfly effect and whether they could have still gotten Brunson, but 2021 they signed Fournier and they signed Kemba Walker instead of signing like DeRozan or Lonzo. I don't know why they didn't even why didn't they try for I know Lonzo, like most people thought he was definitely going to go to Chicago and everything, but the Knicks are another big market. I'm sure he would have loved to be the point guard for the New York Knicks.
I don't know. Maybe they did try, but
Knee injury notwithstanding.
maybe he was just set on going to Chicago.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
They wasted the cap space in 2021. They wasted a big opportunity.
But
They need to,
that Fournier bag was crazy. I don't know what they were on.
whatever, dump his contract with the extra picks you have. You can use that cap
We'll
space
take him.
to get some.
We'll take him. We'll take him. We'll take him.
I don't think you want him.
Is he an upgrade? Can he shoot?
I don't even I'm pretty sure he was, even when he played this year, I'm pretty sure he was bad offensively.
Nice.
Like at least
Fournier.
He only plays well against Boston. I swear he dropped like 40 against Boston multiple times and then did nothing else again the rest of the year.
We play Boston 4 times a year. So perfect.
You can, yeah, pay him $20 million a year for 4 regular season games.
I mean, we already have our Boston killers because that boy Karras, he got in his bag against Boston.
Oh boy.
He dropped 40.
But yeah, I don't think the Knicks are gonna make any big moves. Just change on the fringes. Go with their advantage is they can go like if they can get to 10 deep, even if they don't have any like superstars. I think that can be really good for them. They're almost there.
Almost.
I think Zach LaVine to the Knicks. No, don't. I would be pissed off at that.
They should have did it. They should have did it at the trade deadline.
I'm sure they tried, but I don't think the Bulls were ever seriously gonna do it.
No, I'm saying the Bulls should have tried it. The Bulls should have did it.
No. The issue. Okay, the Bulls. The Bulls
So cooked,
would
man.
be dumb to trade LaVine. Like any move they make, I would like. I am open to anything and everything this offseason, but trading LaVine
Except for
unless
Fournier.
is not one of the moves because he's still 27.
Did you see the report that
I think he could be the number 2 option on a championship team.
Did you see the report that said they want to stick it out and wait till Lonzo's healthy?
They better.
Here's the thing: you never
That is only okay. That is only okay if we win the lottery. There's no other scenario where that's okay.
You don't even have to win the lottery. Just get that.
Yeah, top 4. I don't care.
Stay in the top 4.
Well, not stay. We have to jump into the top 4.
Or jump into the top 4. You're gonna get a guaranteed guy.
Let me call Adam Silver real quick, bro. Don't you want the big market of Chicago to be good? Come on, man. Next year you could have L.A., New York, and Chicago in the playoffs. When was the last time that happened?
Ooh. The ratings, Silver. Think about it.
Yeah. The money.
Okay, let's move on to the last series. Suns Nuggets. Well,
This long ass episode, we
Phoenix.
still haven't even gone to the last one.
Imagine being down 30 points at halftime in an elimination game at home. And then imagine doing it again.
Twice in 2 years.
This is
Luka and then Joker.
First of all, Jokic. Okay, I used to be a little bit of a Jokic hater. I don't know what it was,
You are an everyone hater.
but I think I've come around. I'm no longer a Jokic hater. In fact, I love Jokic now. I never hated him in the first place. You know,
As you should. How can you possibly hate Jokic?
Exactly.
I think probably one of those things where it's like they barely show Nuggets games on TV, so I don't think he deserved MVP or something. Some inherent bias. But now that Embiid got his MVP, there's no more hard feelings. He is
Here's the
insane.
thing,
He's so
I feel
good.
like they felt bad for Embiid. That's why they gave it to him. They said, you know what, Joker, you can't have 3 in a row.
That's how MVP is most of the time.
I hate it though. He didn't deserve
Like-
it.
Like who has MJ and LeBron both
Let
have
him-
5 MVPs. If we're being for real, they should have more. Don't you dare say the
Alright.
2011 one should have gone to James though. Rose deserved it every day of the week. Every
The
single day.
2018 one should have went. 2018 one should have went to LeBron. If they went by the literal name, most valuable player. If you take LeBron James off that 2018 team, they probably win 14 games.
Whatever. There's also like Kobe Bryant only has 1 MVP.
That's insane. I did not know that.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of people were mad like Steve Nash won it twice. But Steve Nash was
That's good.
Steve Nash was a dog, dude. But he would win it. He'd average like 18 and 13 and 13 assists.
One of my favorite players.
Anyway, back to the point at hand. So Denver, I think it's gonna be Denver Boston. I just think okay, Lakers great run. You have LeBron obviously, but I don't
The
think they're
reverse
gonna be able
bubble.
to. I think Jokic is just gonna cook them. And
But
and
AD.
Bro, I know AD is great, but Jokic cooks everyone. He cooked he cooked Gobert 3 years in a row. I'm sure he'll be just fine against AD.
We're
And
not
the other
comparing
thing is-
Gobert to Anthony Davis.
The other thing
Yeah.
is, I think the Lakers supporting cast is gonna kind of regress back to the mean. I don't think they're gonna be hitting shots like they have been. And in that situation, I would take the Nuggets supporting cast over the Lakers supporting cast.
The Nuggets are deeper anyway.
Yeah. Bruce Brown, man. Bruce Brown. They're just they don't make mistakes. Like the Nuggets, they're just so good. Even in the games against Phoenix, where Booker and KD were both going off, the Nuggets were hanging in the whole time.
They right there the entire time. That is insane to think about. It took Booker having a superhuman performance, 40 points on 75% from the field, just to win a game.
Right.
True.
I don't know. I think
regret
it should be an awesome series, though.
I regret picking against the Nuggets. They're just so good.
Told you.
They just need Porter Jr. to not be the Porter Jr. he was in the 2 losses that series. That dude, I still cannot believe
Michael.
he took that incredibly stupid transition 3 on a 3-on-2 when they could have taken the lead in Game 4. But then he bounced back the next 2 games.
Wait, I picked the Suns over the Nuggets? I tweaked. In
Unfortunately,
our
it's okay. My
our
bracket's completely screwed. I don't think I got any of the
Yeah.
Final 4.
I got the Lakers in, and I got the Celtics. Man, I can't believe I picked against
Dude,
the Nuggets. I've been a Nuggets
I had
fan all
Milwaukee-
year.
I had Milwaukee, Philly, the Clippers, goddamn, and the Kings.
You were crazy.
What a joke. I kind of wanted to differentiate from it, but whatever.
You know what this reminds me of?
Boy, you're in last place.
Me?
What's up?
Not
No.
me.
Idrees.
Oh. I said this reminds me of when Idrees was hopping on the Donovan Mitchell Utah Jazz bandwagon.
I'm still so disappointed in that team. Jazz should have been that year. The finals should have been Jazz Nets. The year they were the 1 seed and the Nets were the 2 seed. Should have been Jazz Nets. I don't understand.
My biggest fear is that we end up like the Jazz. I don't think so though.
It's already happening.
But Darius Garland and Evan Mobley are already two of the three best players Donovan Mitchell ever played with. So I don't care. It's not going to happen.
I think they'll be fine. Phoenix, so they fired Monty Williams. Bucks fired Budenholzer. Raptors fired Nick Nurse. I wonder who they're going to hire. I feel like Nick Nurse is definitely going to go to one of the Suns or the Bucks. It'll be interesting to see which of them.
Monty Williams to the Sixers, please. Or to the Cavs. We can get rid of Bickerstaff. I wouldn't mind. The only problem is, from an X's and O's standpoint, I think all of the free agent coaches except for Budenholzer are an upgrade. It's just the culture in the locker room that JB has already built. You don't want to get rid of that. That's the only thing. My thing is demote JB to an assistant coach, bring in one of these other guys to be the head X's and O's guy, and boom, we're golden.
They bring in a new coach. JB's definitely getting released. He's not downgrading to assistant.
Nobody does that. It'd be like it's always a thing fans think, and then it's just not possible.
Yeah, I see. I mean, I understand why.
I wonder the Suns. So the Suns, okay. You have Booker and KD. You have like a 2-year window now. What do you do? Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton are going to be huge storylines in the offseason.
You got to trade DeAndre Ayton, but I don't know what you can get for him.
You can get Al Horford.
What the hell? It all depends. If I'm the Suns, I'm watching the lottery tomorrow and praying the Hornets, Spurs, and Pacers. Neither of them get the first pick. Then neither of them get the first pick. I'm like, hey guys, you still need a center. I got this guy right here, 24, 25 years old, former number 1 overall pick, very talented, still developing.
Still developing, I'm sure. The other thing is Chris Paul. He's like, what, 38?
Mm-hmm.
They might get rid of him. Do you guys think they'll actually go after Kyrie?
I don't know. I don't think it's worth it though. I don't think it's worth it because then you'll have the same exact thing unless it's like if they do it. Has to be a sign and trade.
I mean, if you're thinking of it like where the Nets had KD, Kyrie, and Harden, that team easily wins the championship if even one of Kyrie or Harden aren't injured that series.
But they had the connectors. They had the connectors on that team. They had Claxton. They had Bruce Brown. They had Joe Harris.
Joe Harris has not recovered from that series. This man choked so hard in Game 6 and 7. He has not recovered. I don't know. I mean,
Jazz legend.
It'll be hard for them. They're not. They'll be able to sign a bunch of like ring chasing veterans this offseason, but I don't know if it'll be enough.
Karis LeVert better not go over there on some ring chaser type stuff.
All I'm going to say is I think Celtics Nuggets would be a fun finals.
The reverse bubble?
I need a reverse bubble, dude. I don't think about... I am just waiting for everyone on Miami who's not named Jimmy Butler to stop playing so well. Yeah.
I think it's Celtics Lakers, dude. It's been written in the stars for so long.
If it's Celtics Lakers, I know it's fun and everything, but like just as as a
Bro,
hater,
hoops, bro. Like pure hoop standpoint, I wouldn't mind any of the four matchups. But from an NBA fan standpoint, I'd be blue if it was Nuggets Heat. That would have the least
Nuggets team
intrigue
would
for
be
me.
so weird. Literally, eighth seed versus the number one seed in the West. That'd be so weird.
That really would be. That'd be insane. Jokic would absolutely destroy Adebayo.
Oh yeah, they'd be cooked. I think that
Lakers Nuggets might actually be the championship. That's crazy.
Cap.
Because the Heat are bound to fall off eventually,
Yeah.
and then the Celtics' best player likes to troll. So I don't know.
Cap.
Who you got? What's your prediction? Not what you want or what you think. Your prediction. What do you think will happen?
Nuggets in 6, Celtics in 6, and then Celtics in 7. It's tough to figure out.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it will. I agree with. I agree with Celtics in 6, but I don't know, man.
I'm gonna say Celtics in 5, man. I don't think Miami's gonna do it.
Really? You don't think they can get two off of them?
No.
And my thing is, even if like it'll probably be like something like they split in Boston, split in Miami, and then like Celtics win 2 in a row, something like that. I can't pick between the Lakers and Nuggets. It's too difficult.
So,
Either way, I'll be too devastated. It's either Jokic loses or LeBron loses. It'll be a sad day regardless.
think that about wraps us up for today.
Oh wait, we didn't talk about the NFL draft. We'll just say the Bears are going to be the best team in the league.
The Bears are winning the NFC North. Mark my words.
You heard it here first from the most delusional podcast in the world.
We'll talk about
We can do
that.
a separate. We can do a draft episode on like Wednesday.
Yeah.
Talk about it another time for sure.
We're slacking. We're terrible at our occupation.
Yeah, it's just my contract negotiations took so long.
Yeah, blame Yunis. If this man would just sign his contract, we could have been.
It's because I tried being like Roquan and being my own agent, and then I just signed with Clutch Sports, you know.
Yeah, but
And now
Lamar
he's
got it
back.
done.
Well, Yunis is not as good as Lamar, with all due respect.
Exactly. They have Sam Muster for now. He's gonna die.
Stop talking.
We signed Yunis to a 4-year, $1 million deal.
Sounds good.
You might ask where we're going to get this $1 million from, and the answer is Idrees.
There you
We're,
see.
we're robbing his family.
No, leave me alone.
Yeah. I think that's everything we've got.
We'll see you guys later this week.
Peace.